Welcome everybody to another episode of Generational Chats hosted on my YouTube channel, The Joycey. And of course, I have my baby boomer mom, Jocelyn Matsunaya, again, joining me. And I'm a millennial, and my name is Tina Matsumara. And we have generational chats about different topics, just to show how even people from different generations can still bridge the gap of understanding, and how some things stay the same more than change. And I think it's just important to have these conversations, and we hope this encourages you to do the same in your home. We also just wanted to take a moment. As you know, you can plan in life and things still may not go your way. So we were prepping today. My mom was actually going to lead this discussion. Today's topic is handcraft, something that is very popular in our family and with the ladies. And I actually thought, why not mix it up today? Let my mom decide on some questions. And she was actually working on notes and things to ask. And while she was busy with that, a friend of hers called to share that she tested positive for COVID. Mom, did you want to share her name, or do you want me to rather tell the story? How are you feeling?
Like I should mention the name.
Okay, so we want to just respect the privacy, but basically this friend of hers, I'm just going to talk generally about it, is that okay? Had a lot of loss. She lost her partner. She lost a lot of other family members, and in a short space of time. When I say short, I maybe mean in a year or two, and I mean loss, grief. There's no speeding up, is you take as long as you take. And I think what is hard about the situation is that she tested positive along with her other siblings. And how many are they?
Four other sisters.
4 other sisters, so 5 of them, and a brother. They all tested positive together.
And they don't live close.
And they don't even live close to one another, so this is also such a baffling thing. So my mom seemed a little tense today. She's still here. She still wanted to do the interview with me. So maybe this will be a little briefer than our others, but we did want to continue and do the interview anyway. But we just want to give a moment to those that have tested positive, and also just to let you know, we'll keep you in our prayers. We often pray for people globally instead of just in Cape Town, South Africa. We also have family in Denmark, and we have people that we know all across the world. I have so many friends that are in different places, and a lot of them have survived, so we remain hopeful. But we just want you to know we're saying a prayer for you, and for those that have survived, please share your stories. It does encourage other people. Okay, so handcraft has been something that my mom taught me when I was really young. And one of her questions actually that she decided that she wanted to talk about, to ask me, was do I remember why I decided that I wanted to do it? So Mom, I'm going to ask you the same question, later on. You go answer. So I'll answer. So there's a very big gap between my brothers and I. There's a 9 and 12 year gap. And so I was around my mother most of the time. And so whatever my mom did, I wanted to do. I wanted to try. And I think what I found really adorable about my mom is that she would always make the mini version. So do you remember this, Mom? Like when I wanted to do craft, you gave me like a little kit of needles. Of knitting needles, yeah. Of a ball of wool if I wanted to do knitting or crochet. So then I had my own separate from hers. And I was so curious because I was like, what is she doing? Like, she's making all these things and she's doing it really fast sometimes. I was just a curious child. So my mother was always doing something, even though she was still working at the time as a pediatric nurse at Red Cross Hospital. She still, when she was home, would still do some craft, embroidery, crochet, sometimes knitting, not as much knitting as the other stuff. So I think I was watching quite young, but I only really started to do it when I was 4. I think maybe that's when she thought it was safe. Because there are some sharp stuff, and I could poke my eye if I kind of like missed crocheted or something. So yeah, that was the age that I started out, and that would be, I was 4 in 1994. 1994. Why am I asking you? I should know this one. Okay, so 87, 88, that was 1, 89, 2,
I know that 95 you were 8 years old, turning 9, because it was.
So I was 4. Okay, so now do you remember your first interest in handcraft, and what was your first?
It is the strangest thing. I can only say I was very young when I had interest, because I was watching when my mom takes out the sewing basket. I think we refer to it as a sewing basket, where she kept the needles, the buttons, the cotton, the scissors. Never allowed to use the scissors. And we used to, I used to sit close to her and watch her doing. In fact, when she takes out that box, it's normally after she did washing. Then she would replace missing buttons. She would put in hems that came out in the wash, and she would, do the sewing of seams that is
loose or needed changing or shortening or lengthening, adjustments.
And especially the school shirts, if we come home without a button, we put a pin in there, and that pin would go into the wash. And then when it comes out, the pin is still there, and my mom would take that out and replace that button and fix whatever need to be fixed on the school clothes, which was.
So you don't remember an age so much as just the type of thing she did?
No, I think.
And what you started with?
I think I started before school going age. I was interested in my mom's.
So then you were around the same age as me, then it was 5 or 6?
Yeah, before school. So I went to school when I was 5.
Oh, so then 4 then as well then. Yeah. Okay.
Very long ago. But what I remember is that I was the observer when she did the sewing part. But then she was knitting. She had her own needles, and those times it was steel needles, and she wouldn't let me work with a steel knitting needle because it was long. So I discovered some steel, what do you call?
Nails.
Yeah, steel like, nails.
Yeah, that you hammer and.
That belonged to my father. It was in his toolbox. So I discovered beautiful long
nails. Like nails.
Long nails and string that he used to measure things. I think the men.
Yeah, they use it on construction sites.
Yeah. So, and I found a reel of that.
The reel of string.
String, yeah. And it was different thickness, so I chose a thickness that would go with the nails. So my mom taught me to cast on with these nails. But this project had only to be done during the day while my father was away at work.
So that you shouldn't see what you used.
Yes, because that meant the hiding was coming. If he discovered we fiddled in his toolbox. So I had to find him.
Oma helped you basically hide everything.
Yes. She encouraged my interest in the craft. So I eventually developed the skill to knit from the point of using not knitting needles, but
so I know that you ended up doing some type of needlework at school, because when I was at school, we did handcraft only like in primary school, and it was maybe for like 1 grade. Like we had to, it was almost like a show and tell, and I think I brought like my knitting or something that I was doing at home with my mom, and so it wasn't like a big part of our schooling. But I know in your generation it was almost like a subject. Like at our school there wasn't a home economics, or just the year that I got to high school, there was the last year, the previous year was the last year. So I was 1999, that was the last year. No, 2000 was the last year at Livingston High School that they did home economics. So, what I was asking, so it was a subject, more of a subject that you're in your time, like when you were at primary school and high school.
Embroidery.
In primary school or high school?
I think it was standard 6. That time we called it standard 6, which was
Grade 8,
grade 8
yes,
was high school. Yeah, but I don't remember doing needlework in primary.
Okay.
It was so long ago, in the 50s.
So that's weird. I did it like a little bit in primary school and not at all in high school, but I did it at home because I still did all the needlework stuff. And then you did it in high school, so it was a subject, right?
Subject was
what was it called?
Needlework. It was
Yeah.
called needlework, and the other alternative was to do domestic science. So I chose to do needlework.
And domestic science is basically like cooking.
Yes.
Okay, cooking and baking.
Yeah. So that wasn't my choice.
Okay. Do you remember the type of projects you did in your needlework class?
Yes, it was very straight work. We were taught how to do a straight line without marking it with a pencil. So you keep your fabric so precise over your fingers
that you can sew in a straight line.
You put the thread out and follow that thread.
Oh, okay.
And no lines. You mustn't have any lines on your work, so you couldn't cheat. Draw a line and then follow that line. Because what happens afterwards is that is seen. You have to erase it, and that will give you no credit for being able to accomplish. So it was doing straight lines. We get a piece of fabric and do straight lines, like doing a rectangle or a square or oval. Then you must follow that line with the. So I'm still fond of that kind of stitching today.
I think it was like it was popular during your generation still because like there were so many factories and a lot of brands that were still being made in South Africa, like Le Coq Motif, which is I think it's Italian maybe or French sports brand, used to be made in South Africa exclusively. And then after apartheid, or even before apartheid finished or ended, they left. All the production left here, and a lot of factories actually started closing down. Even just after 1994, which is when apartheid ended, when Nelson Mandela became the president. So I feel like that's why it was a subject at high school, because potentially you could work then at the factory, where in my generation people were wanting to rather have a different types of careers, be lawyers, be doctors, be designers, architects, that type of thing. And that's why there was more of a focus on book smarts instead of craft. Yes, exactly. You kind of had to do, like I did art school. I got a bursary to do art school, so to go to art school, Frank should be art school, and that's why I could do other types of skills. So that's an interesting thing.
But I took advantage of you being able to do things from home. When you have nothing else to do, you would be able to test your own ability to do.
Exactly. I really enjoy that. There's still a lot of projects that I do, and now I think I've got so good at something that I could eventually just make up my own pattern. I'll include something in the video to show you what I've done. I've made this, actually something that I'm sitting on right now, this color thing. I'll show it as a clip and show you guys.
And that embroidery,
there's a lot. So as in our video, we'll include some of the things that we've done and show you some of the kits that we have as well, because we still have them and we had them sometimes. Buy new scissors or buy new needles and stuff like that. And I know both of us in our own ways try to make money from our craft. My mom used to encourage me to make beanies and then sell them. I don't remember anything else that I made with my needlework, but my mom was really cute. When I had a little Barbie, and she couldn't always buy me like the new outfits from the store, so she would make them for me. And so my Barbie would have like new skirts and dresses and like jackets and stuff. It was really cute, and I was really excited that she would take the time to do it for me. she was still at work, you know, so that was cool.
That was my homework.
Yeah, but I think I was selling beanies even after high school.
Oh, berets. No, berets.
Berets, sorry, not beanies, berets. Yeah, everybody knows the Parisian style beret. I might even show you one in this video. And what do you remember making from learning after you learned needlework?
Well, then, as towards the end of my school years, we were only 2 girls in our class, in the needlework class.
Yeah.
So
out of a class of how many in your grade?
We only were about 3 girls in our class.
How
And
many
2 out of 3 girls, the others were male. 2 out of 3 girls did needlework and the other one did home economics.
So how many people were in your class? If there was 3 girls, how many boys were there?
I think it was something like 20.
It's weird because now it's like the total opposite. There's always more girls than boys in most classes. So what do you remember, how do you remember using your craft skills to make some cash, make money? You did a lot of different things.
Yes, I think more my crocheting brought me a lot of income. Because now we're going, closing a big gap. It was when I was doing training as a nurse that I took advantage of being able to crochet, because people were requesting sets already, and this craft was taught to me when I was about 15, 16 years old.
So you could do it quite quickly.
Yes.
We'll show you that doilies are basically like a table runner, very decorative lacy table runner, but made out of like a really thin crochet thread. Yeah.
So I think that those were good years, because it's almost like you are proud of what you were taught, so it could generate the income, and that was extra income besides earning as.
Yeah. You were qualified nurse by then.
Yes,
but you also
through my student years
as well.
And when I was qualified.
Yeah.
Lots of people wanted doilies to give to their friends as a gift, birthday gift or wedding gift, or so in many of my friends' homes they still have
I used to giggle because my mom used to say she didn't want to drive. She let my dad drive so that she could crochet.
And even crochet, or more crochet when I was breastfeeding. What do you do when you breastfeed? You relax, and then you.
Someone knocks on your door like, "Hi, I'm hungry."
I mean, that was very strange to be able to have your hands free. You just had to support your baby with the on the side.
Such a weird visual that I'm trying to get, like you balancing this person and doing this at the same time.
Lots of.
Oh my goodness, mommy.
The proof is inside.
And they're all alive as well. My brothers are alive and all. So it worked. Everybody was fair. Yeah. And my mother made huge projects. I mean, we also got time to just choose what we wanted. That's cool. Yeah, I think you definitely took advantage of the skills and made money. But my mom had to encourage me to do it as well. But I think I was a little more shy, and because it wasn't common, like amongst my friends and people I knew, I was the person who knew how to do everything and wasn't ashamed to do it, but nobody else was really interested in doing it. So I kind of shied away from it at some points. Yeah, so you can hear we had very different experiences. She really used it, but also in her generation it was more common. In mine it wasn't as much. But now I still do and still create things, and I'm trying to also figure out ways to create more art from the skills that I've learned.
Yeah, so as my mom was my inspiration. And,
she was mine.
And so I thought I would inspire you. Never pushed you to do things. You were that willing. Busybody, little.
Very curious. Just go out, just inch closer, and just watch what is going on here. But I think that's where we're going to end it today, Mom. We'll keep it short, and we just wanted to make sure that we always do something with you guys. So thank you for bearing with us today, and we will be posting every week. It might not be always regular, but it will always be once a week. Thursday is our aim, and we'll see how that goes. It is Thursday. It is now 2:15. We're being very real. We're telling you how this day went. It didn't go so smoothly, but that's okay. We are fine. We're fine. And we just want to remind you guys to pray or keep other people in your thoughts that are not doing well and that are suffering from COVID and other comorbidities. And we just want to ask you to please continue to support the Joy Seed. Subscribe, comment, like, let us know what you thought. Particularly in the lockdown, a lot of people started knitting, started crocheting because they had more time, they were indoors, and it kind of made sense, you know, it was cold outside, let's get some more, let's try something. So let us know maybe what you started during this period and maybe what you made. We'll be showing you some clips of the stuff that we've done and the tools that we have in the video as well. So thanks so much, guys.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Don't forget to
Bye-bye.
subscribe. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wishing you joy always.